Would you dare enter an abandoned asylum where the lights turn on by themselves and the shadows of long-dead patients still roam the halls? This is the terrifying true story that forced authorities to bury an entire building under concrete. It was May 2003 in rural Pennsylvania, and the old Riverside State Hospital had been abandoned for over a decade. The massive Gothic structure stood empty and decaying, a monument to the dark history of mental health treatment in America. But then something impossible began happening. Every night, the asylum would glow with an eerie light that could be seen for miles. Residents reported seeing candlelight flickering behind the barred windows, as if someone was still living inside the abandoned building. The most disturbing part was what people saw moving behind those glowing windows. Shadowy figures paced the corridors, silhouettes of patients shuffling through the halls just like they had decades ago when the asylum was still operational. Security guards were sent to investigate. They entered the building with flashlights and radios, expecting to find squatters or vandals. But what they discovered inside defied all explanation. The building was completely empty. No people, no candles, no source for the mysterious lights that had been seen from outside. But hanging from the ceilings throughout the facility were old patient restraints, swaying back and forth as if they had just been disturbed by invisible occupants. The guards set up audio recording equipment to monitor the building overnight. What they captured sent chills through everyone who heard it. The sound of screaming, dozens of voices crying out in anguish and desperation, echoing through the empty halls. Then as suddenly as it had started, everything stopped. The lights went out instantly, the screaming ceased, and the building fell into complete unnatural silence. It was as if whatever spirits inhabited the asylum had realized they were being watched and had retreated back into the shadows. The security guards refused to return. No amount of money could convince them to step foot inside that cursed building again. They quit their jobs rather than face another night in the haunted asylum. Would you step into this asylum? Local authorities were faced with an unprecedented situation. The building had become a source of terror for the entire community, but they couldn't explain or stop the supernatural activity. In a desperate move that shocked everyone, city officials made the decision to seal the entire asylum under tons of concrete. They buried the building alive, entombing whatever malevolent forces were trapped inside. Today, all that remains is a massive concrete mound where the asylum once stood. But residents still report strange sounds coming from beneath the ground on quiet nights. Muffled screams and the sound of chains rattling, as if the spirits are still trying to escape their concrete prison. Some say burying the asylum only made the haunting stronger, trapping the tortured souls forever in their Gothic tomb.